Hello, and welcome back to the Heal Method Habits for a Pain-Free Life. I'm your host, Madhavi. I'm a board certified health and wellness coach, a board certified healthcare professional, a yoga teacher, and founder of Prana Health Yoga and Wellness. I bridge science and spirituality to help regulate the nervous system, reduce stress, and create sustainable habits for healing on and beyond the mat. Have you ever thought to yourself, exercise just isn't for people like me? Maybe because your body hurts, maybe because you feel stiff, maybe because you're exhausted, maybe because movement feels intimidating instead of healing. And honestly, I understand that feeling deeply. As someone who works in healthcare, teaches yoga, coaches people through lifestyle change, and has personally navigated pain and healing myself, I know how easy it is to become disconnected from the body. I know what it feels like to think, if I move more, maybe I'll hurt more. But over time, I discovered something important. The body was designed for movement, and often the very thing we avoid because of pain is one of the things that can begin supporting our healing. Not extreme exercise, not punishment, my friends, not forcing ourselves, but intentional movement, gentle movement, supportive movement, consistent movement. Today, I want to talk about why movement matters for pain, why strength matters for healing, and how this connects deeply to my HEAL method. Because healing doesn't begin when pain disappears. Healing often begins when we gently begin reconnecting the body again. One of the biggest things I see today is what I call strapped to your chair and trapped behind your desk syndrome. So many people spend most of their lives sitting, working at computers, answering emails, attending meetings, driving in traffic, scrolling on the phones, collapsing on the couch afterwards because they're mentally exhausted. And then suddenly you stand up and your hips feel tight, your knees ache, your shoulders feel locked up, your low back feels stiff. The body begins adapting to stillness, but the body was never designed to stay frozen in one position all day. It was designed to move. Movement helps the body recalibrate. Our joints actually thrive on movement because movement helps circulate the natural fluid that nourishes and lubricates our joints. You see, the less we move, the stiffer we more often become. And the stiffer we become, the more discomfort we tend to feel. So this is why tiny movement breaks throughout the day matter so much, like standing up, stretching, walking for a few minutes, rolling your shoulders, taking some deep breaths, moving your spine. These movements are not insignificant. They are signals to the body that say, you are meant to move. You are meant to flow. You are meant to live beyond this chair. And this connects beautifully to the H in my HEAL method. H is for habits. The body responds to habits we practice daily, not the extreme things we do once in a while. The repeated patterns, the long hours of sitting, the shallow breathing, the lack of sleep, the stress, the avoidance of movement because of fear or exhaustion. Healing habits are often much simpler than people think. Small actions, repeated consistently, create change. A short walk, gentle stretching, strength training twice a week, standing instead of sitting, taking the stairs, practicing yoga, breathing intentionally. People often think healing has to be dramatic, but healing is usually built through small habits practiced consistently over time. Next, E for energy. Pain changes our energy. Chronic pain, especially, can make people feel emotionally drained, mentally exhausted, disconnected, discouraged, and hopeless. When the body hurts, everything feels heavier. And when people lose energy, they stop moving. But something I often teach in my yoga classes is this: energy doesn't always come before movement. Sometimes movement creates the energy, not intense movement, not punishing workouts, but nourishing movement. Gentle movement improves circulation. Movement improves our mood. Movement improves nervous system regulation. Movement improves confidence. Sometimes the goal is not fitness. Sometimes the goal is simply reminding the body you are safe to move again. And that changes everything. Strength is protection. Another thing people always don't realize is that our muscles are shock absorbers to our joints. Without muscle support, the joints absorb more impact. Strong hips support the knees. Strong glutes support our pelvis and our low back. Strong core muscles support the spine. Strong postural muscles support the neck and the shoulders. This is one of the reasons strength training becomes so important as we age. And this is why in my classes, especially yoga for chronic pain and balance and strength, we don't just stretch. we strengthen, because flexibility without stability can sometimes create more discomfort. The body needs both mobility and support. The goal isn't to become smaller. The goal is to become stronger, my friends. The more supported and the more resilient. A is for awareness. Awareness is where healing truly begins. Awareness teaches us how to listen to the body instead of constantly fighting against it. Not every sensation means danger. Sometimes stiffness is information. Sometimes pain is asking for us circulation, movement, recovery, hydration, strength, the nervous system regulation, maybe some rest, emotional release, stress reduction. The body speaks to us constantly, but many people are so busy, so distracted, so disconnected that they no longer can hear it. Yoga teaches us awareness beautifully. It teaches us how to pause, how to breathe, how to notice, how to reconnect. And once awareness increases, we begin making different choices. L is for lifestyle. Healing pain is really about one single exercise. It's the entire lifestyle picture. Sleep, stress, inflammation, movement, nutrition, hydration, strength, mindset, breathing, human connection. Everything works together. This is why I believe yoga is so powerful. Yoga isn't just stretching. Yoga teaches us how to live differently, how to slow down, how to regulate the nervous system, how to reconnect with ourselves, how to move with intention instead of punishment. Healing is not about becoming someone else. Healing is about rebuilding the trust with yourself. One of the greatest lessons I've learned through both healthcare and my own healing journey is this: movement is not punishment. Movement is communication. Movement is nourishment. Movement is life. And healing doesn't require perfection. It simply requires the willingness to begin, willingness to listen, to reconnect, willingness to take one small step at a time, because those small steps become habits, and those habits create healing. If movement feels difficult right now, start gently, start compassionately, start where you are. Maybe it's stretching for 2 minutes. Maybe it's walking to the mailbox. Maybe it's standing up every hour during your workday. Maybe it's one yoga class. Maybe it's simply taking your deep breath and rolling your shoulders back. Small steps matter. Healing happens through small habits practiced consistently with awareness and self-compassion. And that is the heart of my HEAL method. I thank you so much for being here with me today on the HEAL method, Habits for a Pain-Free Life. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who may need this reminder today. And if you're looking for support through mindfulness, movement, breath work, and habit change, I invite you to explore my classes and offerings through Prana Health, Yoga, and Wellness. Download your free HEAL Method guide. All of the links are in the show notes. And be sure to subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and on my YouTube channel so you don't miss future episodes. And remember, healing doesn't happen through force. It happens through awareness, compassion, and small intentional steps. Until next time, inviting you to take care of your mind, your body, your energy, and spirit, and keep living healthy, living well. And bye for now.